Look at this, look at this, look at this.
I actually pray that I don't deceive myself, you know, because it's like, you know, your mind is a very funny place. I mean, I've always said, you know, it's your second thought and your first action that you're responsible for. Your first thought,
Never, never, never.
way, you know.
Right. But upon consideration,
Yeah.
the second thought is what you're responsible for.
Yeah.
That's the difference between first degree and second degree murder,
There you go.
right?
There you go.
Right?
There you
It's
go.
first degree, like I'm plotting this out. And we take that into consideration when we sentence people.
Sure.
Like if you're a person who you're all of a sudden you're in a fight with a guy, you didn't expect it, and you stab him and kill him, second degree murder.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker, I'm going to find out where he is,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go get him, first degree.
Sure. I planned a lot of murders in my life, you know.
Look, this is the first time I've seen someone high profile just say this shit out just like it's no worries, you know, whatever. कितना nonchalantly बोलता है ये देखो.
Where he is,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go get him, first degree.
Sure. I planned a lot of murders in my life, you know.
Oh my god! I mean, look, that's why that is what made me so happy. We have all thought about murking people, bro. We have all thought about it, you know. Matter of factly, in like 8th or 9th standard, एक बच्चा हम you know 7-8 लोग को बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान कर रहा था, and we had such an elaborate plan now, bro, about murking that guy and putting him in the mud, and yo, it was so elaborate now, and the guy who was supposed to do it, me by the way, was not supposed to. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna go into the details, but it was really good. Okay, and that guy is alive and well. Fuck is talking about? And that guy is alive and well. He's doing really, really well right now. He's got a job and everything. But what I'm saying is, that was such an elaborate plan. We had thought about everything and anything, but we did not act on it. You know, it was just for fun. People do all kinds of and think all kinds of shit, bro. All kinds of things.
Yeah.
You will have. Yeah, in your head, you plan the murder and you think, well, that's not a very good idea.
Yeah.
I think I could get away with it.
Right. But there's the
Yeah.
second thought.
And
Yeah.
the second thought, you're like, why the fuck would I do that, bro? And then, you know, why the fuck would I do that? थोड़ी देर बाद आया था उस समय, क्योंकि उस समय इंसान बच्चा है तो और ज़्यादा दिमाग नहीं था. मेन बात क्या आया था हम लोग के दिमाग में कि कोई ना कोई तो पकड़ा ही जाएगा, मतलब कोई ना कोई तो बोल देगा नहीं पुलिस आई एम सॉरी. ये मेन बता रहे, क्योंकि यार आप मॉब वगैरह माफिया के अंदर देखते हो मेटा लवड़ा लस्सन होता है, लेकिन यार एवरीवन बी स्निचिंग ऑन ईच अदर, ब्रो. You know what I mean? Everyone, like when the cuffs come out, bro, everyone just starts speaking. कौन सा चीज काटता है विंशुल? कोई तो च्युइंगम होता है ना, बोलने लगते हैं वैसे ही. तो वो प्लान को उन्होंने ड्रॉप किया था. वो प्लान एग्जीक्यूट वैसे भी होता नहीं, बट मोस्टली वो प्लान को क्यों ड्रॉप किया था, क्योंकि वी वाज लाइक कोई ना कोई तो बोलने ही वाला है, ब्रो. ठीक है, कोई ना कोई तो पकड़ा ही जाएगा. 2-3 नाम भी हमारे दिमाग में आ गए थे कि यार, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली हर कोई यू नो पूछताछ तो होती ही बड़ा बड़ा. बट या second thought, you be thinking like, you know, this is not such a good thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting that we take that into consideration.
Yeah.
That we do. Like if you've had time to think about it, you're a different kind of person than person that acts in the act.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're in your
Act
animal
of
brain.
passion. Yes.
Yeah, compassion. Like that's the difference between criminals. They don't really think what will happen, you know, when they are done with the act. They don't really be thinking about stuff in that, you know, in that manner. They don't, you know, कि उसके बाद क्या होने वाला है, अब मैं पकड़ा जाऊंगा. They do not give a fuck, bro. And that's not cool. You know, you need to think about all the parameters whenever you think about something, because you're like, क्या बोलते हैं उसे? Consequence of your actions, है ना? Like in whatever situation you're in, basically the consequence of your action. Okay, more often than not. More often than not. Sometimes not so much, but more often than not. And you know, people don't really think about that second thought. They just don't think what's wrong in their first thought. And not even about murking people. Any idea you have now, bro, like after some reconsideration, if you're really passionate about it, you put your mind to it, you're like, yeah, you know, thoda sa kacha idea, we can do better. You know what I mean? That's how it is. But that was the Mel Gibson thing. And another interesting thing I found out when I was going through this topic or whatever is pure OCD. Does anyone knows about this shit? I don't think a lot of people do. You know what I mean?
Few mental afflictions are as humbling or as terrifying as what is known as pure OCD.
Pure.
More colloquially, intrusive thoughts. In standard obsessive
More colloquially intrusive thoughts, okay?
compulsive disorder, a person is haunted by a worry that compels them to repeat an often counterproductive or fruitless action with manic intensity. Hand washing, turning off gas pipes, checking their pulse, and so on. But in pure OCD, there is no outward physical action. The problem unfolds, hence the name, purely in the mind. Yet it is, if anything, an even more distressing condition. The pure OCD sufferer is tortured by thoughts that they want to do or have done some of the most censored and abhorred acts in our societies, acts that they themselves despise and
Bro, just hearing this shit. Just hearing this shit makes me,
at an intellectual level. They grow convinced of their wish, for example, to murder a loved one, harm a child sexually, or assault a stranger. They cannot shut out the idea that they may become, or have already shown signs that they are, a psychopath, a rapist, or a paedophile. They scan their minds ceaselessly, looking for evidence to confirm their dreadful apprehension. So burdened are they by these thoughts, they may not be able to go anywhere near children, or may take fright at the sight of a knife in a drawer. Left alone with a colleague, they may panic that they could lose control and lunge inappropriately at them.
I've been thinking about this stuff, If someone's like really annoying me, I would like, what if just take this duster and just, fucking. You get what I'm saying? ये तो हर कोई सोचता होगा. And then, I'm cutting something, and then it's like, what if just, go through this finger, bro? You know what I mean?
The station.
And mostly Vashi Bridge, bro. Vashi Bridge जब आता है ना, मेरा जो कूदने का मन करता है ना, bro. Fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Vashi Bridge आते ही पता नहीं क्या, like, ट्रेन में रहूँ मैं, कार में रहूँ, किसी में भी, I don't know. एक बार तो कार चला रहे थे पापा और प्लेबॉय का टिका जस्ट उस समय आया था, Whole Lotta Red. I was listening to Jump Out the House, okay? और उसमें वो टाइटल को Jump Out the House को 100 बार रिपीट करता है ना? And just listening to that thing for that moment, the house was the car, all right? And इतना ज़्यादा मेरा उस कार से जोर से कूदने का मन कर रहा था ना वाशी ब्रिज से, मैं क्या बताऊँ? Matter of factly, one of the kids in my school, he was my senior actually by a year, and yeah, he had murked himself, bro. Yeah, वाशी ब्रिज से कूद करके. It was some stupid reason, but whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, we do be thinking about this. I do think about this shit, bro. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff that's said here, not the earlier part for sure, but that's fucking heinous.
With anxiety at the feeling that they may push their partner or their child under a train.
So,
Having to think of oneself in these terms quickly drains life of any of its pleasure. The pure OCD sufferer wakes up every morning certain that they are one of the worst people ever to have walked on the planet. There is not, as yet, a foolproof way of treating the condition, but discussions of how to approach it reveal large differences in assessments of how the mind operates. Psychiatrists tend to prescribe antidepressants in order to lift the general mood of sufferers and thereby lessen the tendency to ruminate to the point of exhaustion. CBT psychologists will try to argue closely with the intrusive thoughts, so that eventually sufferers can logically
your
acknowledge
body is calm, huh? That's not how psychologists be, bro. More often than not. Damn. That's like a, farmer built with some, oh my god, look at the forearms and everything. Look at the beard, bro. Wow, that's some fucking guy. काफी बड़े होंगे इसके ankle वगैरह देख करके लग रहा है.
they truly have no intention of harming anyone or doing anything obscene. But it is psychotherapists who have what is perhaps the most imaginative and unexpected solution. They don't target the thoughts themselves or argue with them directly. They don't try to reassure people logically that they're not about to murder a loved one or harm a child, because they don't believe that this is what is actually at stake, and judge that offering reassurance on these points only legitimates a pattern of thinking that has no basis in reality. They locate the origin problem somewhere quite different. The sufferer of pure OCD has, first and foremost, a problem with self-esteem and shame. The unfortunate person feels, at some level, utterly disgusting and beyond the pale, and will, in the background, have been feeling like this for a long time. Somewhere in their past, normally as a result of very traumatic and degrading childhood relationships, they will have derived an impression that they did not deserve to exist. Their current thoughts are not plans for the future. They are attempts by the mind to find a match between their basic sense of self and what would be needed by their society to concur with it. They are a move to bring about a form of dreadful inner equilibrium, ensuring that the judgment of the world falls in line with the judgment of the self. Cases of pure OCD are sometimes diagnosed just after sufferers have achieved something rather positive in the eyes of others. They have been promoted or begun a fulfilling relationship or mastered a project. It should be a cause for celebration, but happiness simply feels unwarranted. By latching onto thoughts of complete illegality, one is assured that one's self-esteem will remain at rock bottom. Interestingly, in societies that find religious transgression particularly abhorrent, pure OCD sufferers will be haunted by feelings that they have offended God and are about to be outed as sinners.
Yeah.
Behind pure OCD is a person's need to find a reason to feel awful. It isn't about this or that condemned act. And as the definition of awful changes, so too will the manifest content of the intrusive thoughts. The disease is anchored in self-loathing,
Okay.
not in blasphemy, incipient pedophilia, or murderous intent. This analysis opens the way to treatment. What the suffering
Yeah,
of
that's
pure
what it said. It's not about the things you think, it's about how you think about your own self, and then that manifests in all kinds of things that you think that will make you the worst person to walk on planet. All right. So I think really, really highly of myself. That's why I cannot relate to pure OCD. I don't really have OCD, honestly. These stupid fucking words, they just be thrown around like, what they say, a cheerleader, in a basketball team. All right. These words, they just be thrown around for no fucking reason. No, I'm so OCD. I'm so depressed. Like, bitch, if you don't just.
OCD needs, above all else, is to begin to repair their self-loathing and shame.
Yeah.
They need to learn, through repeated encounters with an outsider who casts a generous and sympathetic eye on them, that they're not the worthless being they take themselves for. Their problem began with a deficit of love and needs to be healed by a loving.
But isn't everything like this though now? मतलब psychology में हमेशा love ही आती कि you're not loved, you were hit by this, you know what I'm saying? Like बचपन में प्यार, fuck. Is love really that important? Makes you think. In this case, it really is. Yeah.
Listen, pure OCD thoughts are not wishes. They are symptoms of radical self-distrust.
Yeah.
And these will start to lift once the afflicted learn that most vital of arts, being a friend to oneself.
That was a cool video. That was a cool video. So that's what I was talking about. We all think about marking people. Is it bad? I don't think it's bad. All right, we can think what we want to think, but it's true. We think about all this fuck shit, and I don't think there is any way we can stop, thinking in this manner. And I don't think there is anything wrong. Like until and unless we have that, what do you call it? We have that mojo inside of us, which tells us that it's stupid to think about this and stupid to, I mean, I think it's okay. Lil Wayne ka kya line tha? You ain't did it till you done it. All right, you ain't did it in BMGR. I think it was that song. Yeah, I really like that album, the Carter one. Yeah, it was the Carter. Yeah, and yeah. So yeah, मतलब वही, it's normal. Okay, if you think about shit like that now, bro, it's really really normal, and don't be worried. And yeah, that's it. That's it. That is it. Like and subscribe. And this. All right.